Let's talk with your host.
Hold on. That's not the right one. One second. All right, here we go. Three, two, one.
And thank you so much for joining us as you do for another episode of Let's Talk, now live on YouTube and on Facebook. Go to Facebook, look for 92Q, look for Let's Talk, and you will find us. Also live on Facebook, we want you to go there. Look for Let's Talk Nashville. Also, you'll be able to call us at 615-737-9292, and you can have questions for our guest. And yes, as always, we want to talk about an issue that is important to all of us, and that is saluting and cheering and supporting our women, or women in general. They have made significant strides, and we are still honoring them. Coming up, you'll be invited to go to the TSU's Women of Legend and Merit Award ceremony. That'll be happening this week at the Music City Center here in Nashville. And we want to talk about the honorees. We want to talk about whatever you want to talk about in regards to the treatment of women, of course, in jobs, in society, in politics. Grab the phone line, 615-737-9292. We have a guest on the show today, and of course, we want to say hello to Miss C. Ann Wilson, who is director of the TSU Women's Center and also chair of the gala that's coming up. So, Miss Wilson, welcome to Let's Talk. Good to see you.
Thank you for having me, sir.
All right, you bring the mic around a little bit to you, and then we'll be great.
There we go.
All right, and also we have Tabitha Monday, who's a board member. And good to see you, Miss Tabitha.
Glad to be here.
You're working hard.
I'm trying.
And one of my favorite senators is former state senator Brenda Gilmore, who is also a board member. And Senator, good to see you.
Thank you. It's always good to see you, Ernie.
And you're looking well.
Thank you. I feel great.
All right, you feel good now that you're getting a little R&R?
I'm not sure. I think all I gave up was the title.
Right.
I'm still working hard.
All right.
CN works me hard.
All right. Well, she has some information for us. She's the director of the TSU Women's Center and also chair of this upcoming gala. Let's talk about what this issue is all about, or what this gala is all about.
So not only is it about empowerment of women, it's celebrating them, uplifting them. And at church, many of our churches, we do Give Me My Flowers While I Yet Live.
Right.
So it's on that level of why wait until people are gone to let them know that you love them and care about them.
Absolutely. Tell me about the Women's Center itself.
So the Women's Center at Tennessee State University is about uplifting the student females and ensuring that they have the resources that they need in order to be successful, making sure that they have housing, making sure that they have meal plans, making sure their books are taken care of. And a lot of times, our counterparts, they have the money to succeed, but we have not been brought up where our family has enough money to pay for everything to go to college. So the Women's Center wraps its arms around other women, such as Miss Tab and our own state senator, to ensure these women have feminine products, that they have food, that they have clothing for internships and career opportunities.
And Senator Gilmore, you have been a part or been around since the inception of this.
I have. It's such an honor to be affiliated with such an amazing event. This is one of my favorite, absolutely favorite events in the entire city of Nashville, because we honor every year 5 to 6 outstanding women in their particular fields. And it's also important not to be overlooked that it happens at a HBCU, where these are young African American females and males see that we honoring and that we uplifting these women, and they can model after that.
Yes.
You know, people say that you can't be what you don't see.
Right.
And so they are actually seeing these women living out their best lives, still giving back to the community, and also showing the highest of professionalism.
All right, Senator Gilmore, Tabitha Monday, you're a board member. How has the center helped you?
Oh, it's been an amazing blessing. One, to see CN in action, working with the young girls and helping them develop professionally, giving them school tips and tools that they can use beyond the college setting has been so rewarding. And then this opportunity to be in a more intimate space with Senator Gilmore and Cian and so many other women and just talk about how to make this program and this ceremony amazing for not only the honorees, the speaker that's going to be there, but for all the guests has been a true gift for me.
All right. Let's talk about the gala itself, Miss
Well,
Wilson.
do you mind if I step back just a little bit?
Step back in time.
They are trying to be kind. Our state senator, Brenda Gilmore, she works with the Women's Center all year long. And didn't she say she was retired? I mean, I promise I heard something about a retirement. I think I
Well,
was
you
there.
have her very busy.
I do.
All
I keep her
right.
busy, but she loves the students and the students love her. But Tabitha also wanted to mention she works with the Women's Center with safe spaces, ensuring that the young ladies have a space to come and be themselves and talk about the issues and the pain that they have. So I wanted to make note of that. They're not just board members for Women of Legend and Merit, they actually work with the Women's Center all year long.
Yeah, how long have you been the director?
10 years.
10 years.
Yes, sir.
Rewarding.
Rewarding. I've been at Tennessee State 15. I am an alum, third generation, but I've been actually with the Women's Center for 10 years.
All right. What about fundraising?
So we didn't originally fundraise, but
Hmm.
so many students came to me with the need of they didn't have. And I understand it because when all of us went to school, there were no monies.
Right.
But isn't it amazing how we as African Americans, we always make it work? We're going to have a fish fry. We're going to sell
We're going to
something.
make it work some kind of way.
We can make it work some type of way.
Right.
So I went to our eighth president, Dr. Glenda Glover, and asked for permission to fundraise. We were already doing this, but the monies weren't going for this. So now instead of parties and barbecues and all things of that nature, we're strategic and intentional about saving our students from being purged and also ensuring they have necessary, needful items. You've got to have food. You can't go to college and not eat.
So you're helping with the basic necessities.
Yes, sir.
Right. Not necessarily the tuition, but just I need a sweater, let's say.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Things of that nature. But most importantly, letting them know that they have a place to come and just talk. And, we just came out of COVID. So with COVID, a lot of us, whether we admit it or not, it affected us. It impacted not only us, but it impacted our children. And some of them are still, and some of us also are not back where we were. We have some mental situations that we need to identify. And so I bring in, as I said, Tabitha and other ladies, sexual assault center, other centers, to domestic violence centers, and our own judge, Allegra Walker, who we've honored before, to talk about what to do when you don't feel safe on the college campus or off.
Let me find out more about this gala. Tabitha Monday, can you help me?
I can help you. My job is logistics. The gala is going to be on Tuesday, April 16th, 2024. It will be located at the Music City Center. We're so excited about them hosting us there, and it will start at 7 p.m.
All right. Fun, fun, fun.
Fun, fun, fun.
But we're doing honorees as well. Tell me about the honorees.
Can we start with our own? She knows so many of them.
Okay.
I defer.
Yeah, and
Okay.
I also wanted to mention to you, Ernie, that this is the 15th year that we have honored outstanding women in this community. And we've had some absolutely stellar women to have served as advisory board members. So we have a lots to be thankful for that these women, although they are at the height of their careers, they still feel a need to give back to Tennessee State University
Absolutely.
and the women on that campus. So we are honoring Dr. Battle.
All right.
Uh-huh.
The
And we
superintendent of Metro Schools.
uh-huh. And I was amazed when I was going through the list. All of these women are successful in their own rights, and
Yes.
most of them represents the first. For example, Dr. Battle is the first African American female school director, and she's, by the way, she's doing an outstanding job as
Yeah.
well.
And she's getting ready to celebrate 5 years, I believe.
Exactly,
Right.
exactly. And she's really, I think, put the spotlight on a metro school and public education here in Nashville and elevated to a different level. Sharon Roberson, who is the first African American director of the YWCA, who does outstanding work in domestic violence, in the young girls program, and in having a discussion about racism
Hmm.
and how it impacts us, as CN was talking about emotionally, especially coming out of this pandemic. That
Right.
and then Reverend Sandrea Tolbert, who's the assistant pastor at Fairfield Baptist Church, and she is the first African American female to be the director of Scarrett Bennett campus. Dr. Carolyn Baldwin Tucker, who I had the honor of serving with when I was many light years ago
Metro
in the
Council.
Metro Council.
Yes.
She was the first African American female to win a county-wide election and serve as councilwoman at large. We're going to honor Charlene Oliver, who's young, very young, a different generation, but she is just an outstanding young woman. In fact, she was voted outstanding Tennessean of the year several years ago. And
And we also want to say she was or is your successor.
exactly,
Yeah.
yeah, she walks in some very, very big shoes, and she's filling them up uh, rightly. That position was held by Senator Avon Williams, Senator Thelma Harper, and myself. And
What
she's
what is the mood like in Tennessee or Nashville? Women are making big strides now. Earlier, we were talking about women who are in charge of different metro departments.
hmm
Yes.
So
hmm
times are changing.
times are changing, and I think we've seen not only in Tennessee but across the country. There's been some efforts to erode some of the accomplishments of women, but we see the women that we work with have not given up. They're still out there fighting a good fight, trying to be the best version of themselves that they can be, not only for themselves, but for the next generation. So I always think about First Lady Obama, Michelle
Michelle.
Obama, when
Right.
she said, don't go through the door and kick the door shut. These are all women who go through the door and leave it open for the next generation of leaders to walk through.
Right. Maybe she'll run for president. Who knows?
Let's do
Who
it.
knows? Who knows? And one more thing before we pass the baton on to
Okay.
our other guests, we also honor a rising star. So we are also looking at, again, trying to role model and looking into the student body and what young lady on that campus, a student, do we see potential and leadership qualities in, and we honor that young lady as well.
Our guests are members and board members, and of course, the executive director of the TSU Women's Center, Cian Wilson, also Tabitha Mundy, a board member, and former state senator Brenda Gilmore, board member. Should be the number one on the list every year for the past 15 years. One of our favorite senators. 737-9292. If you have a question or a comment for our guests, 615-737-9292. Or you can post your questions on Facebook and live on YouTube. 737-9292. Let's talk about, of course, how this organization, Tabitha, and we want everyone to just be aware of it and take more advantage of it.
Yes, so they can go to Tennessee State University's website and also click on Women's Center. Seeing something at the
Oh, I
same
was
time.
saying they can go to the foundation if they want to go on campus.
Okay, yes, to learn more about the organization. And if they want to get tickets, tickets are very, very low. We have limited spaces left. They can go on Eventbrite, and or they can contact one of us directly.
Absolutely. What is the message now that we want to send to young women? See, Miss Wilson.
To be unapologetically themselves. So many of us have, I've tried to be Oprah Winfrey, I've tried to be my mother, I've tried to be Dr. Glover, I've tried to be State Senator Gilmore, but there's only one C.N. Wilson. And what we forget is that God created us in his image for a purpose, and he has given each of us gifts. So, what I would love for the young ladies at Tennessee State and other universities to learn is to be yourself and bring forth those gifts. Do you ever see Beyonce trying to be somebody else?
No.
And so, if we could tap into, but that means you have to learn who you are, tap into who you are, be your greatest self, come to the universities to learn. And then once you learn, and our theme is transitioning from college to corporate, once you get out there, we need you to have those skills in order to be
Do
successful.
you have training classes?
Indeed, mentorship, leadership, personal and professional development.
And who do you try to get to help spread the message or the word?
State Senator
Brenda Gilmore.
Gilmore, Brenda Haywood, our former deputy mayor. We have Marie Sewing. I mean, I surround myself with women in the Nashville community who love helping other women. Sharon Roberson, Adrian Battle. We also work with Nashville Cable. Um,
100 Black Women.
100 Black Women, but I was specifically trying to talk about Nashville Cable. That would be Julia Baker,
Oh, yes.
Contricia,
Hmm.
so many different women in the city who impact. And as Senator Gilmore said, we have Vivian Wilhoit, who is an alum. We have Karen Johnson, who's alum. So
Right.
typically we reach out to those who are connected to the university. Adrienne Battle received her master's from Tennessee State. So I generally reach for those people who are already connected. But then you have outliers like Tabitha Mundy who went to
Right.
Fisk. I mean, we can't help it. Somebody got to go to Fisk, right?
Somebody
Come
has
on,
to.
come on.
So our message is preparing for the future.
Preparing for the future.
Everything is just not going on right now. So
Mhm.
has the mindset of young women changed throughout the years, or Senator?
I think one of the things that I really admire about CN and the mission of the Women's Center is they approach these young women from a holistic perception. Not only are they meeting basic needs like their foods and feminine products, um, inviting people to bring professional suits there so they can interview, but she's also providing opportunities for them to learn from other women who are
Absolutely.
already accomplished in their individual
Right.
fields.
Right.
I think that this new generation, I'm not sure what we would call them, either Generation X or Generation
Z,
Z, yeah. But they are not bashful about asking for what they want.
true.
They're very tech oriented.
Savvy.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes, yes, yes. They're smart. They want an opportunity to serve. They just want to be given that opportunity.
Can anyone make a contribution or some type of financial endowment to
Yes,
the
sir.
Women's Center?
The Women's Center, again, as we discussed prior, the TSU Foundation, and that number is 615 963 7756 or 615 963 5481, and they can contribute to the Women's
Right.
Center.
Because everything costs money. And if you're
Everything.
helping with personal items,
Yes.
and you got to take money to the store to get it, then you stock it, and
Right.
then you distribute it.
Right. And
Hmm.
I'm also pleased to work with Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. We're actually hosting a women's conference in the fall when the freshman class comes in. We work with Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, and they bring items and clothing and things of that nature. So I love that Zeta Phi Beta and Sigma Gamma Rho have provided incorporated. I have always have to remember that incorporated piece.
Hmm.
But they gave me over 60 purses, and we're going to do purses with a purpose, but that's for the homeless. So,
Hmm.
what we do is we have the students reach out and connect with homeless women and give those gifts to them just so they understand that entitlement is not, we're not entitled to anything.
Right.
Yeah, we need to learn how to give back, how to serve. It is think, work, and serve.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
So anyone can make a donation, and as
Anyone.
far as maybe a case of water or some socks or something
Yes, sir.
to help these students out.
Yes, sir.
Hmm.
Are only students able to benefit from everything that you have?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Well, with the exception of the ladies that are homeless, and we want to wrap our arms around them. We also go to the mission. We haven't done so since COVID, but we want to start back in 2024, 2025. And I want them to see how to love on and appreciate other people who don't have it as we do.
At the gala, what type of message will we hear from the speaker?
So, Sophia Nelson, who is an outstanding speaker herself, journalist, she is going to be talking about leaving a legacy and how women are we really being successful? Are we moving forward or are we falling backwards? Where are women going? And I'm not going to give you the answer. You have to come. We want you
Okay.
to come,
All right.
and we want to hear how we can continue to move forward.
Senator, of course, you're leaving a legacy. Your daughter is in politics as well, or in government. And what do you tell the other ladies or young ladies that come to you and say, Senator, I want to be a congresswoman, or I want to be a representative, or I want to be a senator like yourself?
Hmm.
What is your message to these young ladies?
Well, I try to be a mentee to just even people that I meet in the grocery store or any setting. When I see someone who has the potential or has the desire to be a public servant, I encourage them. There was a time when we had to wait where we were invited in, but we don't have to do that now.
Hmm.
When we see an opportunity, we can jump in. I want to be available to provide whatever counseling, whatever point them toward the resources, and to help them to look at their own inner strengths as well. To again to be the best version of themselves, as CN has said earlier, as they can. So these young women are smart. All they need is a gentle push. Some of the women who were interns even when I was in the legislature. It just makes me feel great to know that they're doing so well now in their particular fields because I feel like that when they succeed, we feel like that we are continuing to
Right.
succeed at whatever stage in our life we are.
Right.
Hmm.
I believe just last month we celebrated International Women's Month.
Hmm.
Women are taking over. I was reading a report where there are more women members of the Metro Council in Nashville,
Right.
here
Yes,
in Nashville,
that's right.
than in ever before in history.
That's true.
Are they
Uh,
running stronger campaigns or just
I think
the public sees it different?
there was a theme a few years ago when we run, we win. So I think women are just feeling more empowered, more motivated to run. They I always had those opportunities, but men in the past have dominated
Right.
the legislatures and the opportunities to be a public servant. But now
Right.
women are feeling more confident.
Okay.
So they jump in the race. And again, when they run,
And
they
we have to look at the fact that there was a time when women couldn't vote,
True.
correct.
the women's suffrage movement.
That's right. We've just celebrated the rights of women to vote. Um, Maybe just a little bit over 100 years ago. And even when women were given the right to vote, that did not include African American women. It was basically Caucasian women. So we have a lot to be proud of. And one of the things that I'm proud of about the Women of Legend that we don't just honor African American women, but we honor a diverse group of women. In fact, last year we honored
Mayor Cooper's
Mayor Cooper's wife.
Laura.
All right.
Yes, Laura Cooper. So yeah, we look out there, and those women who are doing outstanding work in their particular field, whatever color they are, then this is an opportunity to celebrate them and lift them up.
Absolutely. We're celebrating women and we're getting you ready for the upcoming TSU Women's of Legend and Merit Award ceremony. It'll be happening this week on the 16th. And of course, it will be held at the Music City Center. Our guests are members of that. We have the executive director, Cian Wilson. We have a board member, Tabitha Monday, and also board member, former state senator Brenda Gilmore. Grab a question, grab it and post it. Grab a phone line, 615-737-9292. Let's go back to the gala itself. Can we still get in? Hopefully, we want it to be sold out to capacity.
Yes.
Well, can we still get in?
As Tabitha mentioned a moment ago, tickets are at a minimum. So we would love for everyone to reach out by 12 noon tomorrow
All right.
so that we're able to reconcile. We want everyone to have a plate of food now.
Okay.
And you mentioned something earlier which made me go back. Our theme this year is Extraordinary Women Leading Legendary Lives. And so when you come, expect an awesome time of music and entertainment, camaraderie, walk the red carpet. You got to walk the red carpet, ladies.
All right.
Mhm.
So we're excited to not only hear a word, but actually fellowship with one another because and you know what I like about us? The women
Hmm.
that I've surrounded myself with, we love other women and we want to empower other women to be better than us.
Now, now is the time to empower. Again, it just seems, well, I guess to me, because as you stated earlier, so many positions are held by men.
Hmm.
And women say, well, they're not necessarily going to vote for me because we know how the step the ladder was, if you will, white male, white female, black woman, black man.
Hmm.
And men are still, some black males, but we're not talking about black males today, I understand, are getting less to pay than their counterparts who are white, 75, 71%. Are women still going through the same fights as far as equal pay for equal work?
Yes,
Hmm.
even more so now, I believe.
Hmm. Absolutely. In fact, the last data I read is we were making 72 cents compared to the $1 that the males um, make.
Mm,
Yeah. Hmm. And even when you look at economics, um, the black female is at the bottom. So, and we aren't competing with anyone. That's just a fact of
Right.
life. And so, even though we're making strides in some of these positions and in the corporate world, that there still is a huge discrepancy, a void between what
Mm.
our male counterparts make and what females
who,
make.
who makes up that discrepancy? Can we change it?
I
Oh,
believe it could. Now I can't answer who makes that up, or maybe you might want to
Well, I
address
was
that,
just going to
Tabitha.
talk about entrepreneurship. It's still the same thing. Black women are breaking so many barriers and jumping into entrepreneurship at an alarming rate. However, most of those women are making under $50,000 in that, where you see other races and genders making so much more.
lift up, support,
Yes,
Hmm.
give flowers while we can.
yes.
And it's all at the gala. What else can we expect?
So I have a few surprises that I don't want to share,
All
but
right.
well, you know that our president, Dr. Glover, is leaving, so I will share. We want to celebrate the 11 years that she's been here in Nashville at Tennessee State. Let her know that we love her and appreciate all of the work that she's done.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The date again will be on the 16th, I believe.
Tuesday, April 16th at 7
We
p.m.
want everyone
in the
there.
Carl Dean Ballroom, fourth floor.
Right. Let's go back to the center itself and how young women can take advantage of it. When a young college lady gets to campus, how can she find out about the center?
Once they arrive at the camp, well, in my office, they will be greeted by one of my ambassadors. And my ambassadors actually run the office because I find that they are a little bit more free hearted and at ease with their own counterparts or peers. And so there they'll sign in, we'll meet them, talk with them, explain what it is that we do, what we offer, and we give them a little tour. And we also have little gift bags for them,
All right.
thanking them for joining. And then from there, events throughout the year with our former deputy mayor Haywood, former state senator Brenda Gilmore, who came and did an awesome job talking to them. What we want to talk about right now is voting. We
Absolutely.
need to sign the students up to vote. So we're currently working on ensuring that the students that are there currently, as well as our upcoming, I believe it's 12 to 1500 freshmen, they are going to be prepared for this upcoming vote. Making sure by absentee vote, if you do it back at home or if you're here. Now we know unfortunately, uh, Tennessee State University is one of those schools where you can't vote there, and I hate that that is something. Some schools you can vote at the university, but there
Right.
are other ways to get around that. So we want to make sure they have the knowledge.
As the director of the center, what is your vision for the future of it? What would you like to see completed?
A larger women's center
Okay.
because we are small, and being able to offer classes where they can be tutored. And we have that on the campus. I just want to be a little bit more hands-on with
Hmm.
that,
Right.
having actually another space where as Tabitha mentioned, and our Senator Gilmore, we bring in 100 Black women to mentor them, but we need more space. So I envision a larger space. We also work with Big Brother, Big Sister
Okay.
with Melissa Harris Gant, and when they come, having the space to conduct all of these programs and events that we're hosting.
All right. Let me go around the table here. Senator, you have been there since the inception,
Yes.
15 years. What is
Yes.
your vision for the future of the center?
I agree with the director, CN Wilson, I would like to see the center have more physical space,
All right.
more staffing. I think
Yes.
that they do an outstanding job. In fact, they have received some substantial grants because people in the community have observed the work that TSU Women's Center is doing. So those two would be my main one, to be able to continue to be almost the everything for the young women on that campus, so that when they graduate, not only will their physical needs have been met, but their professional needs would have been met as well. And lifetime friendships with
Yes.
some of the mentors that will happen them along the way.
Former State Senator Brenda Gilmore, Tabitha Monday is a board member. What is your vision for the future of the center as a member?
Definitely space, like the two other guests have said, but we're in the technology age. So, if there is a way to expand so women in technology, young women in technology, have a platform so they're able to learn more about how to use technology once they get outside of the college setting, they could do their own, maybe podcasting, they could do their own episodes like this where their voices are heard, making sure that women's voices are heard at a younger age and actually expressing what they're going through so people can hear that outside of the university, I think would be valuable. So just giving them more of a platform to shine. They're doing an amazing job, and the community at large needs to know about it.
All right. Again, we're celebrating women. We're getting ready for the Merit Award, and that's taking place at the Music City Center. The executive director of that is Miss Cian Wilson. Hopefully, I pronounced that
You
correct.
did.
All right. And of course, the message that we want to get across every year is that you can do it just as well as any man. Unfortunately, we went through the civil rights movement with black versus white or other minorities. Now we bring it closer to home. Men versus women. It shouldn't be a battle of the sexes, do you think?
No, it shouldn't be. And I work closely with other departments, and I love to see what they're doing and celebrate them. And during COVID, we actually, we were viral. Well, we were virtual, not viral. And so we did a COVID conversation actually with Meharry and with American Baptist College and with Fisk. I would love to see our colleges come together. We have a lot of upcoming events. And I think that we operate in silos. That's just CN Wilson talking. I think that we would do better. I say this every day when we work together. So, if there could be networking and empowerment conversations between the HBCUs, we're not trying to take anything away from one another, but if we could work together powerfully, I loved what the president and President Hildreth, how he brought us all together and kept us informed of what was going on during COVID. If I knew what was happening at Meharry, if I knew what was happening at Fisk, if I knew what was happening at American Baptist College, and if they knew what we were doing, and with the voting, I'm stuck on this voting right now because
Absolutely.
it's needful that
It's
we
election year.
it's an election year, so we need to really come together, help one another get there to vote. How can we help one another? How can we be there? And why is it that we don't come together more as African American people and work together? Why are we afraid of one another? And I've mentioned to these ladies, and we don't have this issue. It's almost as if, and I'll use them as an example, I'm afraid that Tabitha is going to shine. I'm afraid that Senator Gilmore is going to shine, but I don't want them to shine more than me.
Hmm.
Oh, God forbid that they get more than me. Why is it that I can't make her shine more like they're doing with me right now?
Right.
This is my event, but
Right.
you've got them coming and supporting me. And I was just asking Senator Gilmore, what was the award that you're going to get next week?
Oh, the Capitals are recognizing me along with five other individuals in the community for the work that we've done in the community. And it's going to be at the Marriott in Franklin, Tennessee.
All right.
And it's the black and white
Congratulations.
ballers.
Yeah.
So we
Great,
should
great,
support
great.
that. We should
Hmm
get
But
behind
why do
her.
we still have jealousy and envy?
That flesh is no good,
Haters, if
no
you
good,
will.
no good thing in the flesh. That's what the
Okay.
Bible tells me. But I'm working on mine, and
Right.
I'm working on. And every time I push someone else, God blesses me more. So I'm not going to stop because I see the good in. And when I'm not available for my daughter, there are other women pushing her. I think it's needful for us to in this day and age that we come together and work together more than what we've ever done before.
Tabitha Monday, as you hit the workforce, do you go in with the attitude of I am just as qualified as the male or the gentleman sitting next to me, and ought, what do you demand, or do you let them know what you have?
So I was raised that you have to work really hard. That work ethic has to be high. And also, when it came in comparison to other races, I needed to do more to outwork in order to be seen a lot of times. And when it comes to men and other women, sometimes our voices are not heard as well as they should be. So I try to let my work ethic and my reputation and my interactions that I do with other people outshine that and hopefully elevate me to the places that I want to be.
615-737-9292. If you have a question or a comment for our guests, we are celebrating women with the director of the Women's Center, the TSU Women's Center. Again, that celebration will be taking place Tuesday, August 16th at the Music City Center. You were invited, and donations are needed as well.
Donations are needed. Tickets are $120,
Hmm.
but will be well worth it. We tried to, when we considered the price, we wanted to not break the bank for people, but
Right.
allow them to come and celebrate these six. I think that the six women are deserving of, as a matter of fact, it's not enough,
Okay.
but just wanting to make sure we didn't break people's budget. But I'm excited about tables. $1,200. If they'd
Hmm.
like a table of 10, get your 10 friends. Come, we always go out and we're going to go to
Yes.
brunch. Well, instead of going to brunch, come to the Music City Center and celebrate with your girlfriends.
All right. We want this year to be different from last year and the year
Different.
before that.
We want to be better and we want to do better.
Do you see more women in politics, Senator?
Oh, absolutely. More young women. And it really makes me feel good. You were mentioning the Metro Council. This is the first year in the history of Metro government where there's been more females elected than there has been male. They have the majority this year. And our own friend, Council Lady Zorfat Sora, is got the number one votes in the entire city. So she sits in that very important first seat, making
Great.
decision. The other council members look to her for leadership.
Great.
Hmm.
On that note, since she mentioned my good friend Zolfat Swara, uplifting other women, empowering other women. Now I have an event. So yesterday we went to Wine, Women, and Shoes, and
Okay.
that was under the auspice of our honoree Sharon Roberson.
All
And
right.
then we went last night and we celebrated Dr. Glover and her retirement. And on Tuesday, everyone will come and celebrate these amazing women. But then on next Saturday, the 20th, so our councilwoman, Zolfat Swara, is the chair of the Diane Nash celebration. And so we're going to go and run across and celebrate with Diane Nash and all the great things that she's
Yeah,
done.
the pioneer.
Pioneer.
Yeah.
Yes,
And so, how can we forget about
Work
her?
hard with the SCOC, I remember.
Hmm.
absolutely. And the plaza's being dedicated that weekend in her honor. So it will be a great celebration in Nashville.
So we do more to help celebrate women.
We should.
Why do you feel we don't?
I think we're afraid.
Jealous?
That too. I do believe that many of us are jealous or we fear other women being successful and great. And that shows something lacking within us. And that's why I say I can't talk about other people and what's in
Right.
their yard.
Yeah, but we
I'm
need
just
to uplift.
I'm working on me and making sure I do my part.
Right.
So if Tabitha does her part and our state senator does her part and other women, then we will be uh, more loving. We will be more kind. We will empower more because, like Kamala Harris is in office, we
Right.
need to surround her right now.
You're right.
She needs us to be behind her and celebrate her.
We have a woman in the White House.
We do.
Someday.
Yeah. Someday.
Someday.
Well, we have the vice president.
Yes, we
Maybe we'll
celebrate
get the
her.
president and the vice
There you
president.
go.
Someday we will have a female president, no doubt about that.
Fundraisers, again, people can come to you and say, I have a fundraiser that I want to give back to the Women's Center
Oh,
or contributions.
yes, that is what Delta Sigma Theta sorority is doing. They want to celebrate the women at Tennessee State University. Also, I would be remiss, maybe 2018, Senator Gilmore and her daughter, Erica Gilmore, brought us over 3,000 feminine products because
Wow.
they saw a lack on the campus this year. Now, she's a part of Delta Sigma Theta. So the Deltas came and said, can we continue what she started? So they have brought us over almost 1,000 at this point, just wanting to help. And some of them are not a part of Tennessee State University, but they see the need.
Is there a website or number that you can give out?
www.tnstate.edu/women's center.
All right. And you gave a number out earlier, 615-963-77, was it 56
Yes, sir, for donations.
for donations? And we'll take donations every day.
Every
We
day.
got to help these young ladies prepare for the future,
Yes.
to be the
Absolutely.
next senator or politician, or to
Yes.
be in your situation, or be in marketing, such as Tab Monday.
Listen, I don't know anything about. I was telling our state senator Gilmore, I have no clue about logistics. It's enough for me to get here and get to my next destination. So why would I not uh, call her and say, Miss Tabitha, I would love for you to come and help me with the logistics. And I think this event is really going to go to another level because of Crystal Banks and the work that she's done, because of um, Senator Gilmore, and because of Deputy Mayor Brenda Haywood, and who else is on our
John
committee?
Soleil,
Donzale Powell coming, and
Nicole
she's doing
Rowan,
Hmm.
photography.
Patricia.
Patricia Malone
Patricia
Patricia
Smith.
Malone
Malone.
from the Urban League, and
Yes,
she works with you with the NAACP.
Hmm.
You see all these amazing women I've surrounded myself
absolutely.
with. You know why?
Hmm.
I'm really smart.
All right.
I know that I can't do it all by myself.
There you go.
Hmm.
Will any men be at this fundraiser?
Oh yes,
Oh, yes,
yes
absolutely.
indeed.
Absolutely.
Now let's talk about the attendees or the honorees once again. Can you run that down for me, Tabitha?
Oh, yes. We have Dr. Adrian Battle, Sharon Roberson, Sandrea Tolbert, and that's Reverend Sandrea Tolbert. We
Hmm.
have Dr. Jacqueline Mitchell, Dr. Carolyn Baldwin Tucker, and Senator Charlene Oliver.
And let's make note. Did you all know there are two Jacqueline Mitchells? And they both attend your church, by the way.
No.
So we're
No, one's a
speaking,
dentist, I
one is a
believe.
dentist, and
Yeah.
that's not the one this year that we're celebrating. We're actually celebrating Dr. Jacqueline Mitchell, who is a professor at Tennessee State University and over our homecoming forensics team.
All right.
Mhm.
The TSU Women's of Legend and Merit Award Ceremony is taking place Tuesday, April 16th at the Music City Center. 7 p.m. is the number. Grab this number, 615-963-7756, if you would like to just be a contributor or to
Yes,
make donations to the Women's Center. Each one teach one,
that's right.
each one help one. And when you're young and you're in college and you're trying to get to that next level, just the little things can slow you
It's
back.
the little things. And they come with club clothes.
Hmm.
And we're trying to teach them how to. Now, if you want a job, if you're trying to go into a career, you need to have respectful clothing that's appropriate for the interview and for the actual job itself. So I've had women such as attorney Susan Jones, who has brought clothing for the Women's Center. I had ladies yesterday who asked how can they come and bring clean clothing, barely new, barely used, almost new, to the Women's Center, because these young ladies don't have appropriate clothing. Not all of them, some do, but there are a lot of young ladies that don't have that suit or that dress to go on the career opportunity.
All right, State Senator Brenda Gilmore, any final comments on saluting and celebrating women?
Well, again, we just want to invite the Nashville community and Middle Tennessee to come out and help us celebrate these outstanding women. This is a special year in so many different ways. It's the 15th year we've celebrated women, so we want Nashville to enjoy it as much as we know that we're going to enjoy it. Over the 15 years, we've recognized almost 100 women, and
Wow.
these women, yes, represent the cream of the crop each year it just gets better and better. We're at the Music City Center this year. We have room to expand. If they
Amen.
get that phone call and that money in by tomorrow
Yes,
Yes.
at noon, I think is
Yes,
what
ma'am.
CN has said. And it's a way, again, of supporting our future leaders.
Final thoughts, Tab Monday on celebrating women and the gala.
Yes, we're super excited. Want to thank you to our sponsors, HCA, Regions Bank, Fifth Third Bank, Tennessee State University, and just to say it's been an honor to work with all the ladies on the advisory board.
All right. And thank you so much for joining us here on Let's Talk. You have an open invitation to come back. And my favorite senator is Senator Brenda Gilmore. And, of course, we want everyone to come out and support and celebrate women. Miss Sienna Wilson.
Thank you for
Director.
having us.
Thank you for
You
this
have an open
opportunity,
invitation to come
Ernie.
back.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right. We'll appreciate it. Go celebrate. It is all taking place at the Music City Center. It's the TSU Women's of Legend and Merit Award ceremony, and you are invited to attend. The honorees will be Dr. Adrian Battle of Metro Schools, Attorney Sharon Roberson, correct?
Correct.
Dr. Jacqueline Mitchell, Dr. Carolyn Baldwin Tucker, and Senator Charlene Oliver, along with Attorney Chandria Talbert. It's a night to celebrate.
With author Sophia A. Nelson from Washington, D.C.
All right. Excellent job. Thank you so much. And you, again, everyone have an open invitation to come back. Now, what happened this week? Well, we're going to talk about that on the next episode. Tempers flared is what the headlines say, as that was when the Tennessee Senate passed a bill that would allow certain teachers to carry firearms in the classroom. We're going to talk to some Tennessee lawmakers on our next episode. Do you agree? Should the teacher walk around with a gun in their pocket? Hey, they could be the first line of defense. Who knows? All right, it'll be on our next episode. As always, thank you for joining us, and always remember to respect your father and your mother. Love your brother, and teach your sister how to be a lady. Until our next episode here on Let's Talk, it's been our pleasure. We hope it's been yours.
You've been listening to Let's Talk with your host, Ernie Allen. The views and opinions expressed on Let's Talk do not necessarily represent the position of this radio station or management on the subject matter. Let's Talk is a presentation of the News and Public Affairs Department of 92Q. Check out this and previous Let's Talk shows online at 92QNashville.com.